Bangladesh's International Crimes Tribunal, that is the ICT, issued a second arrest warrant on Monday for former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 11 others, including former military generals and an ex-police chief, for their alleged involvement in enforced disappearances. This marks the second time the tribunal has sought Hasina's arrest following a similar warrant in October last year related to crimes during the 2022 anti-government protests. The arrest warrant was issued by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtaza Mazumdar, the chairman of the ICT, after a plea by the prosecution. The tribunal has instructed the Inspector General of Police to apprehend Hasina and 11 others who are accused of participating in or facilitating the enforced disappearances of hundreds of individuals. They are to be presented before the tribunal on the 12th of February. The case revolves around accusations that Hasina's regime, which collapsed after widespread anti-government protests in August last year, was responsible for numerous incidents of forced disappearances over the years. Among the accused is Hasina's former defense advisor, Major General retired Tariq Ahmed Siddiqui, who is currently in custody, and former Inspector General of Police Benazir Ahmed, believed to be on the run. ICT Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam stated that the identities of most of the accused were withheld to protect the integrity of the investigation. Islam emphasized that the culture of enforced disappearances during Hasina's rule was institutionalized with state sponsorship. During a press briefing, Islam remarked the regime's leadership, including key members of the law enforcement and intelligence agencies, perpetuated a climate of fear through forced disappearances, abductions, and unlawful killings. He added that the Rapid Action Battalion, the Detective Branch of Police, the Counter-Terrorism and Transitional Crime Unit, and the Directorate General of Forces Intelligence were among the primary agencies implicated in these activities. He also noted that thousands of people had been abducted over the past 15 years by various forces, both in uniform and plain clothes, with most of them never returning. These alleged abductions were part of a broader pattern of human rights violations under the leadership of Hasina and her allies. The charges against Hasina have expanded in recent months, with Dhaka formally requesting her extradition from India. Although India acknowledged receiving the request, it has refrained from making any public comments on the matter. In October last year, the ICT issued its first arrest warrant against Hasina, accusing her of genocide and crimes against humanity related to the violent suppression of protests in the summer of 2022. Since then, at least 60 cases have been filed with the ICT, accusing Hasina, senior members of her Awami League party, and high-ranking officials from various law enforcement agencies of crimes including genocide, enforced disappearances, and murder. In addition to the arrest warrants, a commission formed by Bangladesh's interim government under Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus recently submitted a provisional report detailing Hasina's alleged role in the disappearances. The Commission's investigation, which reviewed 1,676 complaints of forced disappearances, found that 27% of the victims have never been accounted for. Human rights groups have long criticized Hasina's government for its heavy-handed tactics in suppressing opposition and dissent. The use of enforced disappearances became a hallmark of her administration, with many opposition activists, journalists, and ordinary citizens allegedly targeted by state forces. The families of the missing have long accused the government of complicity in these disappearances. Hasina, who fled to India following the toppling of her government after the 2023 protests, has yet to respond publicly to the charges against her. The tribunal's investigation continues to grow as more complaints are filed and the prosecution prepares to present its evidence at the next hearing scheduled for the 12th of February. While the investigation into Hasina's regime moves forward, it remains uncertain whether the former Prime Minister will be extradited or held accountable for the alleged crimes committed during her tenure. As the case develops, the international community continues to watch closely, with human rights advocates urging greater attention to the pursuit of justice for the victims of these alleged atrocities.